Hello, it's Alan here. The special video for you is the Canadian Remembrance Day interview, and my guest is none other than my nephew, Christopher Teletsky, and he served with the Canadian National Army Land Forces. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Today I have some questions for you, and let's dive right into the questions.
Let's do it.
All right, first question. Who or what inspired you to become a soldier?
I'd have to say that that credit goes to my grandfather. When I was growing up, I often saw a lot of his photos when he was in the military. And from time to time he'd share stories with us, and it really was something that called and just pulled me in that direction.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, number 2. What unit were you with and what was your job?
I was with a unit called 32 CER, and it's a combat engineering regiment out of 32 Brigade. And our basic job was anything from water purification to demolitions, bridge building, mining, and demining. So mining, not like coal or anything like that, but we had to dig up little holes, put landmines in there, and we'd have to go through minefields and actually have to take them out.
Wow, that's so awesome. Alrighty, number 3. Did you work with any weapons? If so, what kind?
So I worked with something called the C7 rifle. Every Canadian soldier is taught on basic on how to use one of those. After that, we kind of go into our specialized trades. And during that, we were taught the Browning 9mm, the Remington shotgun, which is used for breaching. So we blow out the hinges and the handle or anything else that kind of obstructs the door. We also were taught on the M72 grenade launcher, the C6 and the C9 machine guns.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, what, you got a story for that?
Interestingly enough, I got a story for that. So when I first joined, I had about 2 weeks of experience, and the unit told me that they wouldn't be able to send me off on basic training for about another month or so. So they said, you know what, just come on in and kind of get acquainted with what the job is all about and get a little bit of exposure. So they end up telling me that there's a range weekend, so we're going to go on the gun range, and I'm just basically going to help out. I'm going to build tents, kind of go for this and go for that, be a gopher. And the section that I was attached to just happened to have to do a machine gun shoot. And I'd never touched a machine gun while in uniform, but one of the section commanders there took me aside and gave me literally no more than 10 minutes of lessons on how to change the barrels, make the weapon safe, change the ammunition, and fire the gun. So he taught me these things, and by the time it was my turn to go in, the officer who's in the trench with me, he goes, okay, aim at this target, aim at that target, and literally about a minute and a half had gone by where we were shooting at targets, changing barrels, changing ammunition. He turns around, taps me on the head, and goes, okay, you're done. Gives a thumbs up to the other officer and says, yeah, this guy's good to go. 10 minutes of lesson.
Wow.
I know.
That's amazing. All right, final question. What was your favorite memory you had?
I think one of the best memories I have is probably when I did my basic. I did my basic at Fort York, and just across from us is historic Fort York, and just down the street was the CNE. So every Sunday this officer would take us out, and he would do like a 5 or a 10K run, and he would take us through the CNE grounds, through Fort York. We'd do some parade in the fort, and it was really cool because historic Fort York was built back 1790 something. I think it was 1793 or 94. So by the time we had come rolling around, that place had been used by soldiers for about 200 years.
Wow.
So there was a tremendous amount of boots going up and down that field or that parade square, and we were just one of those pair. And the other thing was running through the Princess Gates and running through the CNE grounds. Back in World War II, that was the main hub for Toronto's training grounds to send troops over. And just to think about it, X amount of years later, we're there too, running through the fields and running through the streets just like they were back in the day.
Wow, that's marvelous.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for taking your time again to be with us. I really do appreciate it from your hectic, busy schedule that you have on your plate. That's so awesome of you.
Thank you. Love being here.
Thank you very much. And we don't have all the pictures of our family that served, but we have some, and I'll post those pictures at the end of this video. Thank you for having me on, and I'll send you another video later. Bye for now.